Boom. Keep them coming.
What's going on, everyone? Bobbybarks here, and welcome to my FM24 series, Making Spurs Hot Again. This is my Tottenham Hotspur save. For most of you that have followed me for a long time, you will know that I am an avid Spurs fan, and I'm really excited about real-life Tottenham now that we've got big Ange Postecoglou managing the team. It's been a while since we've had a front foot type of manager after the three predecessors that we've had in between him and Mauricio Pochettino. However, let's forget real life. This is a simulation. So this is me joining Tottenham Hotspur right here. Bobbybarks, 43 years old, that's how old I am. Joining my favourite club. This is the setup at the minute. So Johan Lang is here as technical director. Chris Davis as assistant manager. We're playing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, as most of you know. 62,000, just short of 63,000 capacity. State-of-the-art training facilities, state-of-the-art youth facilities that we know about, good youth recruitment. I want to improve the youth side of this and get the youth team into a better position. However, this is just a normal save. I'm not restricting myself to anything. I just want to do somewhere between 3 and 5 seasons really at Tottenham and just see if we can take them from the club that they've been recently under, Mourinho, Conte, Espirito Santos and various interim stages of Ryan Mason into a top club. They get lumbered with this top sixness of the English Premier League, and I get why they've done that based on previous league position finishes and some of the performances in the Champions League of late. But they've not won anything, and that has to be our ultimate goal, is to win the Premier League and win the Champions League. Now, I'm not going to do any more than 5 seasons, but if I manage to get those trophies over the line before season 5, I'll probably look to end of the series round about there. However, it is going to be kind of tricky to get there based on the squad that we've got and some of the transfers that we're kind of limited to, particularly in season 1. Now, what I've done with this is I've done the real world option. So you start with the squad that Tottenham starts with at the date the game starts with from real life, and then the transfers that happened in pre-season all happen as I end up progressing past that particular date. So Harry Kane is here at the minute, but he'll leave the day before the opening game, which is what happened in real life. And similarly with all the transfers that happened in and out in pre-season for various clubs. I've turned off the transfer activity for the first pre-season, so I've disabled the first transfer window that you can tick at the start when you setting the game up, so nobody will make any transfers in the first transfer window other than the real life transfers as they happened. So that's why I've got a transfer budget of 0. So we're doing the real world option and I've disabled the first transfer window. So we'll start the season, the first 4 months really, 4 or 5 months up until the January transfer window. The league will play out with the actual players that are currently playing for the teams now. So I get other YouTubers do it differently, they want to make their own transfers in pre-season rather than what actually happened, or they want to have all the transfers in that actually happened as well as being able to add or sell some players themselves. So you get those options. I'm fine with people want to do that. Just for this particular save, I wanted to kind of replicate real life as much as possible. So that's why we've done this option. So as you'll see, this is the current best 11, which obviously doesn't include any injuries because Bentancur's in there with Maddison, Bissouma. We've got Davis, Romero, Dyer, Pedro Porro, Vicario in goal, Son, Richarlison, Kulusevski. And then you can see where these people are going to join. So the transfer obligations as and when they arrive. Solomon will come on the 11th of July. Mickey van de Ven comes on the 8th of August. 1st of September for Brennan Johnson, so he comes on transfer deadline day. Alejo Veliz comes on the 8th of August. Ashley Phillips 5th. Vuskovic doesn't actually join until 2025. Harry Kane leaves on the 12th. Davinson Sanchez leaves on the 4th, which is actually after the transfer deadline because Turkish transfer deadline's a little bit later. Harvey White leaves. Maxim Pascozzi
Maxim Pascozzi leaves. Terrible with pronunciations. It's the northerner in me. Kaya Halil also leaves. And then some loan obligations, as you know. Ndombele goes out on loan. Reguilon goes out on loan. Joe Rodon goes out on loan. Tanganga, Spence, Troy Parrott with his dodgy hairstyle. Alfie Divine. What is that? Did he dye his hair? I didn't realise he'd dyed his hair if he did. It looks grey on that picture. Alfie Divine goes out on loan to Port Vale and Dane Scarlett goes out on loan to Ipswich. Now I have got something in my mind as to what I want to do with Tottenham on a different save, but like I said, this is just a normal save. This is just about what we can achieve with Tottenham, with the real life squad, and then being able to add to it as we see fit in future transfer windows. Okay, so this is the club info screen, and this is basically where I'll start and finish most saves. The way I do my videos, for those of you that have not watched before, is I will jump forward to the end of the transfer window so you can see what the squad looks like after the first transfer window. It will look exactly the same as the squad looks now in real life. So all those future transfer obligations will have happened, ins and outs. So you won't see anything different to real life. But this is essentially what I do. I jump forward to the end of the first transfer window, let you have a look at the squad, then I'll jump forward to the end of the first stage of the season, so around about 1st of January, and then we'll have a look at some of the transfers that we're looking at making, and then we'll jump to the end of the transfer window, and at that point the next save point will be the end of the season. So and then we'll do a live com at the end. So the last game of the season will be the live com, or if there's a significant cup final or something like that, we'll do that as the live com. So the next thing for me to do really is to jump forward to the end of September and let you just have a look at the squad as we've got it after all these transfers, ins and outs are finished. Okay, so this is kind of what I'll show you at the end of the first transfer window and at the end of the January transfer window. I'll show you all the ins and all the outs. Nothing surprising because, like I say, we disabled the transfer window and we've used the real world start point. So all the players that were due to arrive have arrived. We've actually spent 214 million. I didn't realise that's how much Spurs had spent in this transfer window. I think some of these, like the Kulusevski deal, some of that was probably from previous seasons. And I don't actually know who this fella is. You know, we must have signed him in real life, but he's one that's clearly slipped under the radar. I haven't got a clue. He's an inverted fullback that plays on the left. He's only 16, can also play centre-back, and he's got fairly decent stats for a 16-year-old, but he's only, potential of 3 stars, which seems a bit odd. But yeah, we signed Callum Logan for £100,000. If you're a Spurs fan and you knew, tell me. If you didn't know, also tell me, so I'm not going mad. But yeah, Kulusevski came in for 25.5, Madison 40, Vicario 17.25. Pedro Porro deal was completed as well, so Porro and Kulusevski were already at Spurs prior to that anyway. 100 grand for Logan. Solomon came in on a free, but I do know that Shakhtar are trying to get some money out of us. I don't know if that ever happened or not. Ashley Phillips came in for a nominal fee as well. Valise came in. It's quite a lot of money, I felt, for this lad that's a little bit unproven. And, some of the reporters at the time were a bit like, surprised. And I was a bit surprised as well. But, the scouts had a look at him. Postecoglou had a look at him and thought he could do a job. So, yeah, we'll see how he gets on in the save as well. Mickey van der Ven, I think for me, him and Madison, Vicario as well probably, 3 fantastic signings in the off-season. Absolutely wonderful talents in real life. Hoping they'll replicate it here on the game as well. Brennan Johnson as well was a great signing in real life. Not sure how he'll pan out in this, but again, young enough to help develop. And then we generated 96 million in transfers, but majority of that was for Kane, and then for Winks, and the only other fee we got was 200,000 for Harvey White. So it's been a problem for Spurs, hasn't it, moving some of this dead wood on. I've referred to him as dead wood. One of them's his most expensive signing ever, in Tanguy and Ndombele. But a lot of players moved out on loan. that we need to try and get off the books permanently, really, next season. But we'll see how we go. In terms of the schedule so far, we've done extremely well. There was a Lloris testimonial. The Yorkshire me again. Lloris testimonial there against Nice. We beat the second 11 as we should. Medina, we beat 5-2. We lost away to Inter in a friendly, but we beat Navarra 6-1, Eibar 2-1, Leipzig 2-1, which was a decent result. And then so far, start of the season's been very, very good. We've beaten Villa, we've beaten Fulham, and we've beaten Brighton. So we've had a positive start to the season for sure. So what I'll do now is I will jump to the start of the transfer window and we'll have a look at some of the business that we're looking at doing. Okay, we've jumped forward now to the 6th of January. We are 4th in the table, so we've won 13, drawn 4, lost 4. Conceded 27, which is quite high, but we've scored 52 again, which is quite high. So we've been quite high scoring, which you'd expect from a Postecoglou team, but also a Bobbybarks team. But we just conceded more than I would have liked, as defence has not been that good. City, Liverpool and Manchester United are top 3, and then Chelsea and Arsenal are 5th and 6th. So the big 6, as they're known, are the top 6. Everton are down there near the bottom. Don't have that minus 10 points deduction in the save, like they've recently got in real life. But if they had, they'd be fucked. So in terms of the squad then, nothing has really changed other than this lad has arrived, who I did manage to agree a fee for just before the January transfer window opened. So Marcus Leonardo, who is a striker, has come in. So jumping back to the transfers in and outs, Leonardo is there. 15 million could rise to 17.5 is our first signing. So he came banging on the 1st of January. So in terms of future transfers, there's a couple of players that are probably heading towards the exit door. Some of the younger lads are going to go out on loan again. So like Ashley Phillips, I'll probably let go on loan. And Jamie Donnelly, I'll probably let go on loan. A couple of other players that I'm happy to let go permanently, like Tyrese Hall, Matthew Craig, Brooklyn Lions Foster, Tyrell Ashcroft. Some of these players are just, they're never going to make the first team without some massive improvements to what they do. I suppose the biggest bids that I've received, one was for Yves Bissouma, which was only 36.5 going up to 46.5, and unless someone's going to give me 70-80 million for that kid, he's not going anywhere. But Richarlison, 55 million from Al Ittihad, which is the same amount as what Spurs signed him for, I think. And I kind of want to get his money back for him. I don't particularly rate him in real life. He's not particularly great in the game either. In fact, I think he's worse in the game than he is in real life. So I'm happy to let him go. I've brought Leonardo in. We've obviously got Valise in the reserves as well. And I'm going to try and sign another striker. I've got my eyes on one at the minute that I want to try and bring in. Another youngish striker. Because Leonardo's only like 20, I think. Yeah, 20 years old. And these are his attributes. He looks like he's going to develop into a very good striker. I did have him on one of my saves in FM22 or 23 when I had a Brighton save. I signed him for Brighton and he was fabulous. And his value now skyrocketed compared to what it was from when I bought him. But yeah, I like the acceleration and the pace, and I like the finishing and the composure. I think he will turn into a good player for us. Potential ability as well, 4.5 stars. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on. So what I'll do now, I will quickly just show you the schedule. We'll just show you what happened throughout the season so far. So this is kind of where I left you, I think, last time. We'd just beaten Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup, we then beat Norwich on penalties, but we lost away at Burnley in the 4th round. We beat Chelsea. We scraped past Norwich and then lose to Burnley. So rather frustrating on that front, but you know, it is what it is. We've got a home draw against Man City. Fabulous result. We beat Liverpool at home 3-0 as well. Fabulous result. First points we dropped were away at West Ham. We lost away to Brentford, which was a disastrous result. 3-3 away to Wolves. And then here, it was just horrendous. We lost at home to Manchester United, which I absolutely hated. Thought that was a terrible result because they scored late on as well, I think. Yeah, look at this. It's like Fergie time. 91st and 96th minute. Bastards. And then we got thumped 5-1 at Chelsea. They absolutely dominated us. We didn't have a bad side out either. They just absolutely took us to pieces. But then we beat Arsenal 5-1 at home, so everyone's happy again straight after that. They did have Zinchenko sent off after 48 minutes, and Saka basically got a consolation in the 97th. Richarlison scored a hat-trick. And here's me telling you he's worse in the game than real life. But, you know, it's only round about here that he's actually started performing. The first part of the season I thought it was a bit poor. Lost away to Man City, which, you know, kind of expect, I guess. And then a home draw to Brentford, who beat us away as well. We've not beaten Brentford. You know, lost to them away and then drawn with them at home. We've got Wimbledon in the 3rd round of the Cup, and then we travel to Liverpool and I've got Newcastle at home. So what I'll do is I'll go play the January games off camera and jump forward. You'll join us back at the end of the transfer window and I'll show you the deals that we've been able to do in and out. Okay, we are back. We've let a lot of players go and we've brought a number of players in as well. So this was the first one that we let go with the 55 million that we got for Richarlison. A couple of young players left for nominal fees. Emerson Royal has joined Richarlison at Al Ittihad, so he's gone for 50 million as well. 50 million bid for Emerson Royal. I'm not turning that down. We're not turning that down in real life, are we? Let's be honest. We signed him for 2025, and he had a bit of a nightmare start. And okay, he's come good in the last kind of 6-9 months or so, but we're not turning 50 million down for him. I can reinvest that into a better player in game. A couple of loans have gone. Tyrese Hall I let go permanently. Niall John's gone permanently. Ben Davis has gone out on an initial loan to West Ham, but that's mandatory for him to go permanently, which was about 25, something like that. Let me have a look and I will remember. Where is it? Where is it? I don't know where it is. I'm sure it's 25 million. I think it's like 13.25 up front and then another like 12 million or so in add-ons, but it's around about 25 million he's going for. Moscado's going out on loan to Ipswich. He's a kid I've signed, so I'll come on to him in a little bit, but I've signed him and then loaned him out. I've loaned out Alfie Dorrington and Ashley Phillips. I think they'll be two good centre-backs for us in future. Lancashire and Soonsop Bell have both gone to Huddersfield on loan, which is quite interesting. Hopefully they'll play together. But they're both young strikers in our youth setup. Soonsop Bell we stole from Chelsea, for those of you who remember, in January last year. So signings in. First one we made was Leonardo, which we showed you. I've then signed Valentin Barco. I don't know much about this kid, but I saw him on a Football Manager website as the most signed player in FM24, so I just thought I'd jump on the bandwagon. He looks okay. His stats are pretty good. He's a defender wing-back left. He can also play wide left if we need him to. So he's a bit like a Sessegnon and a Perisic. He can play that kind of role, but he looks he looks better than the both of them, if I'm perfectly honest. He looks really good. Make no wonder he's the most signed player on FM24. But him and Destiny Udogie will compete for each other at left back. But I have loaned him back out. Barco is not on there for some reason, but part of the transfer signing him from Boca is to loan him back to Boca for the rest of the season. So he is back at Boca. Moscardo is the kid that I've signed that's loaned out to Ipswich. He looks really good. I don't know much about him, but he's 18. He's now worth between 22 and 28 million. I've not seen him anywhere on anything, because I watch a few other Football Manager content videos, and I watch, I look at things on Football Manager websites, but I've not seen anything about him, Gabriel Moscardo, but he looks really good. And you know, I like to play with that defensive midfielder, that DM, halfback / anchorman. I kind of like that role, and he looks like he'll fit it perfectly. And like I say, he's only 18. So if Ipswich wanted to loan him, so I'm just letting him go out to Ipswich on loan for the rest of the season. And then when he comes back, I'm going to start using him, because he looks brilliant. Anyway, and then I've signed Karim Kanate, who was the striker that I've signed, who looks wonderful. I have to say, he looks wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I think Liverpool have been linked with him in real life. I think if you're a Liverpool fan and you know, or whether you just follow Fabrizio Romano and you know who's signing who, tell me in the comments section. But I'm sure he's linked with a move to Liverpool in real life. But he looks absolutely brilliant. He's only 19. He's already got 8 caps for Ivory Coast. Ivoria. That's what we're going to call Ivory Coast from now on. He's already got 8 caps for Ivory. It's because it says he's Ivorian. Deary me. 8 caps for Ivory Coast, but no goals as yet. But, you know, finishing 15, composure's 13, pace 16, acceleration 17. He's only 19. He's going to get so good. So having him and Leonardo now as my kind of strikers, I think I'm set up until these players leave for big bids. You know, I'm doing the Spurs thing, I'm doing the Daniel Levy thing, I know, where I buy young, develop them, and then sell them on for a massive profit. But yeah, that's kind of the aim, really, isn't it? So, in terms of average ratings, Barco somehow made an appearance for us. Where? How? Don't quite know. Unless it's just, maybe it's looking at his, yeah. Let's just get rid of that. Heung-min Son, as we know, is a world-class player. He's scored 15 goals and 7 assists in 18 appearances. That's 22 goal contributions in 18 starts. Absolutely fabulous. Lo Celso has been great playing in that Mazzala role. He's covered Maddison. I play Maddison there normally, but when Maddison is, like real life, forever injured or tired and can't play consistently. So I put Lo Celso in there to cover him, and he's been even better than Maddison. Kulusevski's been fantastic. Bentancur's come back from his injury and has played really, really well. Papa Matasar has played there as well. So, you know, the diamond in midfield that I played with, the halfback, Basala, deep line playmaker, sometimes I'll change that deep line playmaker to a box-to-box midfielder. So we've got the anchor man, which is generally Bissouma, wherever he is on here. Oh, he's there. Which is generally Bissouma. If Bissouma's not fit, I'll play Højbjerg there or Skip. And then in the box-to-box midfielder / deep line playmaker, we'll either have Bentancur or Papa Matasar. So that position's well stocked. And then, like I say, Lo Celso and Maddison in the Mazzala role have been great. We're struggling a little bit defensively. I have renewed contracts for Dyer and Sessegnon. I do apologise, Spurs fan. If it was real life, I would just let them go. But I want to make money to invest back in the team. So I'd rather sign. I don't want to lose players with value for free.
So if I can just sign them up to a year or two contract extension and then sell them, that's what I'm going to do. So I've done that with Sessegnon and Dyer. I think I've signed them on 2-year extensions or 3-year extensions. And then I will sell them. I'm not keeping them. You know, they're not good enough. Sessegnon, Perisic are both going to go at some point. And then either Skip or Højbjerg will probably have to go. I think Lo Celso's generating a lot of I'd want all my players. Lo Celso's generating interest from other clubs, so if I can get a decent fee for him, I'll probably let him go. Although I'm kind of reluctant. I was like 15 goal contributions in 17 starts, 7.46 average rating. He's a fantastic player on here. Why can't he do that in real life? Skip's not happy. He wants more playing time, but I can't give it to him. You know, we're not playing enough games. It's a bit like if we had European football, which we will next season, all being well. You know, we're 4th at the minute. I'll have more games that he can play in, but at the minute, there's just, you know, we went out of the Carabao Cup fairly early, 4th round, so there's just not enough games to play him in. Kanate's not played for us yet, but the other kid has Leonardo there. He's got off the mark. 1 goal and 1 assist in 4 starts. So what I will do now is jump to the end of the season, and then we'll play the last game as a live comp. Okay, welcome back. We've finished 4th. Okay, there's still a game left to play, but we're 10 points clear of Chelsea, and we've finished 4th. We've scored a hell of a lot of goals, but we've conceded a hell of a lot. Still not happy with that defensive record. We need to try and improve a little bit on our defence, I think, in the summer. But yeah, we've scored 92, which is the second highest after Man City, who scored 110. Ridiculous. We've got 1 game left to play, but it's not going to make a difference. We can't go up to 3rd or anything. So we'll play that as a live com. In terms of the cup competitions, we went out to Man City in the 5th round with a 3-2 defeat away. We beat Wimbledon, we then beat Southampton, but just look at the draw, really, isn't it? And they scored their 3rd in the 93rd minute, so it was 2-2. I think if we'd have got that replay, there'd have been a strong chance we could have beaten them at home. But yeah, Kovacevic scored in the 93rd minute. So it is what it is. Kanate scored 2 in that game. I'll show you how he's developed over the few months that he's been with us. But yeah, went out in the 5th round. There was no European competition. You saw that we went out the Carabao Cup at the 4th round as well. So we only had the league to concentrate on. So the last time I showed you, I think we'd just drawn with Brentford at home. We then got spanked by Liverpool away. We then spanked Newcastle at home. Lost away to Forest. Lost away to Man United. Sorry, we didn't lose away to Forest. We beat Forest away. Lost at home to Man United. Beat Fulham. Beat Aston Villa. Beat Chelsea 3-2 at home, which was a nice game. A lot of back and forth with that one. Lost 3-0 to Arsenal. Gutting. This was a bad patch for us here. We drew at home to Sheffield United, lost away to Bournemouth, drew at home to Wolves, and then we scraped this 5-4 win at Burnley. And then we seemed to settle down a bit here. 2-0 at home to Everton, 4-2 West Ham, beat Brighton 2-1, beat Luton 5-2, and as last game of the season comes away at Crystal Palace. So that's going to be the live comp. In terms of the squad, again, sorted by average rating, Son is clearly up there on his own. And then Lo Celso's still there. Bentancur's been brilliant. Basuma's been brilliant. Kulusevski. Brian Hill's only had that 1 start, 5 substitute appearances. Leonardo's scored 2 goals now. Not done as well as I had hoped. To be honest, I was expecting a little bit more from him, but maybe we just need to give him some time. Kanate has scored 6 in 12. He's not got the best of average rating, 6.96. It's not bad, but I like greens. You need to improve, Kanate. Get to a green. But then some of his regular players, Vicario's a goalkeeper, so I kind of let him off with that. But he's not been brilliant. He's better in real life than he is on the game.
Ramiro and Porro have not been the best either. And I think a lot of his goals have come down that right-hand side, which is a little bit disappointing. So we've got a bit of work to do in the summer to try and improve defensively, I feel. I think Van de Ven is fantastic. And I think, you know, the left-back situation we've got with Udogie and then Barco coming in as well doesn't need any changes to it. I think we need another right-back. We need an upgrade on Porro. And we probably need another centre-back here. We probably need two other centre-backs because I'm going to try and flog Eric Dyer in the summer as well. So we need to improve defensively, which kind of like real life. You know, those of us that are Spurs fans will know that losing Ramiro and Van de Ven for a period of time, even if it's just 3 games from Ramiro, we're struggling. And Dyer and Davis did okay in the game against Chelsea. Don't get me wrong, and you know the scoreline didn't really reflect the performance. But okay, we're here for the live com against Crystal Palace. Eze is playing for them, fantastic player. Wish Spurs would have signed him. We come off the back of some recent good form, but we'll see how we get on. The game's a little bit meaningless for us. Palace could drop or move up a little bit, but in terms of us, it doesn't really make a difference what this game finishes score-wise, but it would be nice to end the season on a high, and then we can look at doing some business in the summer. Bentancur gives us the lead. Great start. We seem to be moving a little bit slower than I thought we would be, so let's just speed that up a little bit. Yeah, from the replay, Bissouma heads it on and Bentancur gets up. Johnston can't do anything to stop it. So good start from us there, from the corner. If you replace Kanate with Johnson, so if you look at that team down there at the bottom, you put Son up top and Johnson on the left. And just like real life, Udogie's been sent off. Oh, God. You get the realism here, don't you? What we're going to do here. I don't really know what to do. I think I'm going to bring Bentancur off. I've not got... Oh, I've got Sessegnon. And then I'll move him there. So it kind of means we've not got his half-back role, but we'll see how we get on. Yeah, so if... I kind of think that's Spurs' best 11 at the minute. So Vicario, Porro, Ramiro, Van de Ven, Udogie, and then you've got Bissouma, Bentancur, Maddison, Kulusevski, Johnson, Son, I think is probably our best 11. And that probably sounds a little bit unfair on Sarr because he's been brilliant. Oh, what a finish from Kanate and 10 men Tottenham. Oh, don't disallow it. Don't be like that. Does it? I think it's a goal. I think he's given it because it's gone to replay. Sessegnon plays it over the top to Son, who knocks it down to Kanate, who does a wonderful finish past Johnson. And yeah, 2-0 Spurs. Oh my God. Howie? Is he? Oh, he is. He's offside. The VAR line comes out. Was he? I'm very confused. I don't know. If VAR's confusing in real life, it's even more confusing in Football Manager. Kulusevski's about to whip this in. Oh, we scored from the last one, but Johnson comes out and smothers it. I thought we were going for half time then. But looks like we're having a highlight here. Kind of don't... Oh, nice, Kanate. No, not nice, Kanate. We don't want to concede right here. Eze with a fabulous finish. Makes it 2-1 just before half time. Didn't want to concede just before the break. That is not good. Kanate got robbed by Edouard. And Eze... This is what I mean about the goals that we conceded. Again, look, like I say, it's come down our right-hand side and Vicario's just kind of watched it go by, really, hasn't he? Kulusevski whips one in, and... Oh, where are you going, Porro? Bissouma, out to Kulusevski. Dances round. What a finish. Kulusevski dances round the fullback and puts it into the far post. What a player. What a finish. Just watch him. Watch him dance. There you go, sunshine. In off the post. 3-1 Tottenham Hotspur. 10-man Tottenham Hotspur. Just keep adding that in. Okay, we're back out for the second half. I've told them that we're down to 10 men. Don't slacken off. Keep working hard. Romero with a diving header clearance, but it's only gone as far as Mitchell. Edouard pulls it in, but Vicario gathers it well. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with Vicario on the game, because I think in real life he's been absolutely brilliant. He's been oh God. Elise makes it 3-2. This is what I mean. We're just conceding goals far too easily. So this has come straight through the middle, really, hasn't it? Look at that. It says, well, it's Sessegnon that's playing left back, isn't it? Not the doggy. So, not good enough. Oh, corner comes whipped in. And it's at the back. Kulusevski clears. Let's have a look what subs we can make. Oh, I've just made the substitution and Mitchell dances round as defence and scores with his weaker foot. Kanate gave it away. Elise pulls it across to Edouard, who lets it go. Porro's missed it. I think that's Romero that's just watched Mitchell dance round him and puts the ball in the back of the net. It's 3-3, and I am bringing Madison off for Lo Celso. 30 minutes to go. Crystal Palace now have the momentum. Ducour puts it into Edouard, who heads it completely wide. Let's have a look at making another substitution. I brought Kanate off for Marcus Leonardo. And hopefully his pace can help break their lines. Hughes puts the ball in. Sessegnon heads away. Edouard has scored. It's 4-3 to Crystal Palace against 10-man Tottenham Hotspur. Oh dear. Hughes with the ball in. Sessegnon managed to get it away, but Edouard just rifles it from sort of like the penalty spot, 18 yards out. And it's 4-3. Bissouma, Pedro Porro, Kulusevski. Bissouma, Porro. Oh! Not a corner. I think it was Lo Celso that had the shot. Porro's going to put the corner in. Whips it in. Lo Celso just missed it. That another corner. Porro's going to put this corner in. There's only 2 minutes left of normal time. Come on. Oh, Johnson comes out and smothers it again. Grown into the game as the man. Romero to Lo Celso. Son. Come on, Son. Do something, mate. Great ball in. Oh. Falls out to Pedro Porro. Tries to smash it, but it gets blocked. Plays it back to Romero. Plays it into Bissouma. Plays it into Kulusevski. And Leonardo has a shot. He was offside. Oh, he blazed it completely wide and high. And the game is going to finish 4-3 to Crystal Palace. It's been an exciting contest. But one we're on the wrong side of the result for. So this is how the table finishes then. We finish in 4th. As I said before the game, couldn't move up or down. City win the league. Ourselves, Liverpool and Man United qualify for the Champions League. Chelsea go into the Europa League. Villa and Arsenal go into the Conference League. Luton, Nottingham Forest and Burnley are relegated. Sheffield United and Everton managing to survive. If Everton would have been deducted 10 points, they would have gone down. Could happen in real life. In terms of average ratings then, Son, Lo Celso, Bentancur, Bissouma, Kulusevski, all as better players. Sarr and Mickey van der Ven and Destiny Udogie also up there. It's been a valiant effort. I feel like there is an opportunity to improve on the squad. We've got a couple of loan signings coming back that we'll need to move on. Need to get rid of Ndombele on a permanent basis. Which will be my ultimate goal in this summer transfer window. But that is it for this particular season and this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you that watch these videos, I really appreciate you giving your time up to watch it. It means the world to me. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave it a like. If you don't want to miss out on episode 2, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then you'll see the next video as it's released. Hit the bell as well if you need to, as a reminder, or get a notification when it is released. Please let me know in the comments section what you think in terms of the format. If you want me to change anything, or if you've got any ideas or anything like that, please don't hesitate to share. Thank you again for everything, and I hope you have a nice day. I will catch you all in episode 2. Bye for now.